this video, I'm going to show you how I set up my Gelato store. It works with my Etsy store. It's a print-on-demand solution where people can buy things right off my Etsy store, and it gets printed on demand. They take care of the printing and the shipping and everything else. They bill my credit card, and I don't have to touch anything, which is kind of nice. So I like that. So I don't have to go to the printer or manage inventory. It costs me more than otherwise, but I find it to be a good way to do business, right? I can just make my maps, put them up in Etsy, set up the workflow, and everything just happens seamlessly, right? So I've been doing it for a while, and I enjoy it, and going to give you some information on this. I struggled a bit to figure out how to best do this in Gelato. So what I'm going to do is show you my workflow and how I set this up. It took me a while. I'm a bit thick, but I'm persistent. So I kind of bashed my way through it and kind of figured it all out, made some notes, and I will help you short circuit that learning process and just show you how to do it. So, what I do is I make maps, generally 13 by 19 or 12 by 18 size maps of various things. That's my jam, but this will work with any printed material, any kind of artwork of any size. I'll show you all that. But I typically have one size that I do, but you can do this with anything really, photographs or digital artwork, whatever you want. That if you want someone to get a hard copy in the mail, this is how we do it. So anyway, set up a Gelato account. I have that done already here. There are like 3 tiers. There's like just free, I think. I don't know what they call it, but I have the plus version, which is the second one. Then there's a third one. And basically I pay $16 a month, something like that. And they take less of a percentage of every sale. And the shipping costs are a little bit less, a couple dollars less per item. So I've kind of calculated out if I sell a few maps per month, it's pays for itself, and it's worth it, right? So you got to kind of estimate that. So I use the plus account, but you can start with the free one, and they'll just charge you more if you want to try it out. Anyway, so you set up your product, and let's say I've made a map of something new, and I want to put it up into my Gelato store. Or my Etsy store, and I want Gelato to run with it. The way you set it up is you set it up first in Gelato, not through Etsy, which is a little confusing, but once you get your workflow down, it's fine. So what you do is you have your Gelato account, you start with Gelato, and then what we're going to do is go to the Create Product button up here. The reason I made this video is that there's a few ways to do this. There's many settings. It's not all that clear, and it took me a while to figure out how to do this properly. So just follow this workflow. There are other ways to do things, but I find that this is the most streamlined and makes the most sense. So anyway, we're going to create a product, and then we hit multiple products. So this is kind of right off the bat, like, what do you mean multiple product? I'm making one map, but I'm going to do different sizes and different things like framed maps and maps on acrylic or metal maps or whatever it might be. So it's the same map, same image, but multiple formats that they're going to offer, or that I can offer in Etsy. So we get here to the upload your design, hit select local file. And then I'm going to go find that file that I just made. I made a map of Westport, Massachusetts. Let me go find that in my all my stuff here. Where are you? All my various maps, and I've got this map is where I keep all my stuff. I'll use the PDF. I got a 300 DPI PDF. Upload that, and you could use images, JPEGs, PNGs, whatever. as long as the resolution is good, but I set mine to 300 dpi on my export in QGIS. And here we go. It says upload completed. You don't really see it yet. That's fine. Hit continue. And now it's going to ask you, what do you want to, what things you want to print it on, right? This is where, this again can get a little tricky. You've got many different things. I could take this map and put it on all of these things, and they would all show up on my Etsy site. I find that, that's cool, right? Depends on what I want to do. If I want to make canvas things or canvas prints or, coffee mugs or whatever, kid baby clothing. I don't want to do all of that, but I could. But it depends what you're doing, right? So you whatever you're making, you could choose that there. But what I just want different sizes of paper, and I want like framed, and I want to print this on on an acrylic print. So I don't like to put too many things on there, I guess is my point. You'll see this later. All right, so what you have to do is click this button here. This threw me off for a long time. Publish selected products as variants. And this later, you'll see why. You don't really know why now. You can try to figure out the information, but it's a little confusing. So click on that first, and then you go to, you got to go through each of the things you want. So I want a premium paper poster, right? There's various. There are various papers you can use, whether it's glossy or semi-gloss. I like the semi-gloss, designed to go underneath a frame, so that's the way I want this to be done. So I'm going to go, and then there's like museum quality, premium quality, and classic paper, right? So you can see the costs are a little bit different. I go with the medium one. So I'm going to hit edit product there. And I come to this page, right? So this is where you can set up your paper. So you can see this doesn't work, right? My art doesn't fit, right? So this needs to be adjusted. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click vertical, because that's my orientation. And then I'm going to choose my sizes, right? So you need to know what the sizes is, but you should know that. I'm going to click 12 by 18, and then I'm going to unhook this 30 by 40 and click on the 12 by 18. So now you can see that it fits, because that's the size that I had set up initially, right? Sometimes you might need to adjust a little bit, but this is fine the way it is. So now a 12 by 18, that is a 2 by 3 orientation. So I can make bigger pieces of paper and that share this ratio, right? So we could do a 16 by 24. So I'll click on that, and I'm going to delete that one I don't know why this won't go away. Oh, I have it checked over here. All right, there we go. So I unchecked it here. So now I just have the 12 by 18 and the 16 by 24, which is what I want. So I'm clicking on the 16 by 24. You can see that fits in nice. And I can also do a 24 by 30. And 24 by 36. Now this is just the paper. Now this will change. These products will change if I had chosen an acrylic. It's just going to give me the sizes of the acrylic. So you kind of need to know a little bit what, which products are offered in which size. We'll get to that in a little bit. But so anyways, I've got, if this is just a paper print, I'm going to sell someone a piece of paper. We've got our 3 sizes. They're all kind of lined up and they fit, right? So I'll hit Save Changes. Now this one is done, right? The premium matte paper poster. So my paper's done. I'm going to offer some framed one as well. Metal framed, wooden framed. I want to keep it consistent, the premium matte paper. So premium matte paper, metal framed. I want the wooden framed. Here we go. Premium matte paper, wooden framed. I check on that. I hit edit product. It's going to do the same thing. In this case, I have choices about the different colored woods. All these will show up in Etsy as options that people can pick, which is cool. And you can see, it's all lined up, and it remembered which sizes that worked before. And, I like to just double check them and kind of see what they look like. Okay, so that's good. Let's save changes. So I've got the paper, I've got the framed one, and let's do, I like the acrylic prints. I think those look good. So, again, it's already kind of grabbed the ones that fit, right? So I'm good to go, right? I've got 3 different sizes that will show up in Etsy. So I'm going to hit save changes again, and off we go. I've got the 3 different mediums that I want to use, and I'll hit continue. Now we get to the mock-up section. These are mock-ups that Etsy will use. This doesn't really work perfectly, to be honest. But I like, I pick some. I like to use like a little bit of a colored background. I'm going to use my image as sort of my main image, but this is nice. This shows that it's a piece of paper. I can click show more. I think with the plus account, I get more options with my mock-ups. All right, so here's a nice one in a kitchen. I kind of like that one. I just find the one that looks right. Let's go with one over the bed. Okay, fine. So I'll just grab a couple and then hit continue, and you get to the description. I don't do much here because when it gets over to Etsy, I'm going to delete it all later. So don't bother with all of this yet. What I do is I just change the name. And actually I'm going to go back, and for some of these mock-ups, I want to add some mock-ups that have the framed posters in it too, because I'm going to offer that. So now you can see the frame is in there. So let's get one shown on a wall. It's going to mix, the different sizes. That's why there's so many of them. I like to go with the larger ones. Tend to look better. Like this one over here, it just looks tiny. I'm trying to kind of upsell them people a little bit. I don't know. Let's go with, here's a nice one over your desk as you work, right? So that's the wooden framed, the acrylic print. You can see it's got the holes in the corners where it's going to attach to the wall. It doesn't really look that much different, but let's just grab one just for demonstration purposes, right? So like I said, I like to add the title, just makes it a little bit easier. Now we get to the place where you set up your prices, and this will translate over to the Etsy store. So this you need to do. What I like to do is click this box here, include shipping costs. Because I'm a Plus member, it automatically adjusts that. So this is just like the total cost, including the shipping that they're going to charge you, right? So that's fine. And everything is sort of organized by size. This is because I checked that variance box right at the beginning. This is where it plays out, right? So there's a couple ways you can do this. You got to set your number here, like what I'm going to charge for this 12 by 19. Let's say I was going to charge $30 here, right? So I'll just add in $30, and then it's going to cost. They're going to charge me $10.40 to produce it. They're going to charge me $3.64 to stick it in the mail, and what I will get at the end is $15.96. Now, I'm going to collect my money from Etsy, and then I'm going to pay Gelato, and you got to kind of pay up front. You got to kind of build up your account, and they'll deduct things from it. So there's sort of separate, accounting things, but that's okay. You get used to it. And what you'll do is you'll just go down and set all of these numbers, right? So you got to kind of think about this a little bit. And what I do is I wrote all this down, put it in a spreadsheet as to what I charge, because I want it to be consistent. When people go to my Etsy store, I want it to be the same price for different maps. And you could change it later, but it's easiest to change it here. So I think it's what I charge is 32, and and it's kind of nice. You can kind of see what you're going to make. Now this doesn't calculate your Etsy fees, right? Your whatever 10%, whatever it is that Etsy takes off of that 32. So there's another $3.20 that's gonna leave my, so that's probably a little bit high. And I have a spreadsheet for that too, where all those costs go in. I can kind of see if I charge this, the total profit at the end is going to be whatever it might be. Not so, and I can charge whatever I want. So what I would do is go in and I'd say, okay, a wooden frame poster. I forget what my costs are. Let's say it's $75. Minus the $7.50 the Etsy fee, I'll get whatever, $25 or something. And on down the line. So this is like black frame, dark wood frame. I want this to be the same price. So 75. How come that's not working? All right, 75. So I would go in and make all those changes. Word of caution: don't hit this update button. Learn that one the hard way a few times. That will, if I hit, let's say I want a 50% margin. It'll change all, and I hit update, it changes everything. So I've done that. I've gone through, edited them all, hit that update button, because you think, oh, okay, update, and I have to do it all over again. So don't, it's good. It's a good first step to kind of get an idea of what your profit margins might be, but be careful with that. You might have to redo everything. They also give you this handy sort of guide, right? It's saying that, people for a map poster, just a poster, doesn't know it's a map or anything. It's saying the trend is $32.15, right? So anywhere from 22 to 63. So you could just gives you a little bit of an idea of what other people are charging for similar things. The acrylic prints are going for $89.31. Who knows, right? It gives you something. I wouldn't totally rely on it, but it's nice when you see something like this, like $309, right? And I'm paying 71 plus 22. If I actually set that to 300. $206 profit, like that's tasty. I don't think that's real, but you'll get a sense of what your stuff is selling for. Do your own research. Use Everbee, check out other people's sites. In any event, that's where you set your prices, right? So good to know. So we'll hit continue, and I'm gonna just leave that. I'll adjust my prices later once I pull my spreadsheet out. But for the interests of keeping this moving, I'm just going to hit publish, and it's going to send everything over to my Etsy store, right? So it is uploading all the information I have, and it's creating that connection where if someone buys it in Etsy, it knows to go grab that file, those files that I uploaded, print them out, and send them off, and it works, right? I've had a few dozen sales through Gelato at this point, and no complaints on the quality. I printed some myself, had them sent to me to double check it. Prints are great, so I think it's a good way to do it. So let's go over to Etsy, right? So here's my Etsy store, and if this is my storefront, I need to go to my shop. Here we go, my listings, And if I go to the draft section, here is that Westport map now showing up. This wasn't there before. So I can go in here, and now it's linked to Gelato. And I would go in and choose the photo that I like. I would probably upload just an image, a full image, so someone could zoom into it. You got some duplicates here with the sizes. So like I said, this doesn't really come through all that well. But you can adjust that as you see fit. We also have a description here. This is kind of just what the paper is. You have to write that yourself. Again, I kind of keep that in a Word document about what my typical map, my map description will be, and I'll go grab that, copy paste it, adjust it. I kind of want them to be the same, and I've got a lot of different things, and that's available. If you have that saved off, it's great. The prices are set. These are the prices that we had set in Gelato, so they come across. Like I said, I need to adjust these, but it's got all 18 variants. Sets it in the category digital prints. I can say it's a primary color of, we'll say beige and maybe blue, and then the units are all different, so I'm going to leave that blank. It is vertical orientation. Try to add in as many things as you can. I'm going to put in tags here, Westport map, and I'm going to go back and I'll add my 13. Use up all your tags. And I'm going to change, I have a Gelato free shipping setting for that in Etsy, so that sets it to be free shipping. I find that works best. This is my old topo style. These are all just my Etsy store settings. And then we'll preview it, right? So this is what we're going to get. And I'll adjust this a little bit. This is quick. I'm doing this quickly. But you can see the size. It gives you the three sizes. This goes back to that initial variant checkbox. This is why I like it. Make sure you hit that, because I think this is what people will go to first. Kind of say, okay, the size is here. A lot of people will offer the smallest one really cheaply, so that number is the cheapest number, and then it goes up quick. And then I've got the different options here: the acrylic print, or just a paper poster, or a paper poster framed, right? And the different sizes, different costs. So I can select that, and the description will be in there. The pictures are in there, and it's at this point it's just an Etsy transaction from there. And there's an Etsy dashboard, a Gelato dashboard, which shows you. I can log in and see, okay, this order came through. This is the map. It's in production, or it's been shipped, or whatever. And it grabs everything, and it works well. I've never had any issues with it. So I think it's a good way to do this, to kind of do this print on demand very quickly. And I don't make as much per sale, but I don't have to do anything, which is what I like, because it's a lot of work to go to the printer and keep an inventory, and you can do that if you want, but I kind of just like to make maps and post them up in here. And I've got to the point where it's, I don't know, takes me 10 minutes to get a new map up, with my templates and everything, and I'll make some money off of it, and I find it works well. So there you go. Hope that helps. Check out my YouTube page, Scott Lucier Maps, to get more tips on how to make the maps if you want, or I'll probably do other videos on connecting the stores, and how to set up your Etsy store for maps and other things like that. So hope you enjoyed it, and Like, subscribe, all that good stuff too. Everyone's got to mention that. So anyways, all right. Thank you.